All right. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, Rare Breed Entertainment presents 1SK InTake. Now, this is going down December the 17th. December 17th, this is going down. So, you got a lot of battlers on this card that have a lot to prove. They got a lot to prove. And some people, here's your chance to really make a name for yourself. Some of you guys haven't battled or you battled and your battles haven't dropped yet. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Um, you got Black Rolac versus Almighty Phenom. I'm familiar with Black Rolac. Far as Poverty Baby, he did the Crucible. I've seen other battles from him. So, yes, I am familiar with him. And he kind of talks the streets and that type of talk. So, I'm familiar with Black Rolac. He hasn't battled far as, I believe, far as the InTake yet. He hasn't battled far as the InTake yet. But I'm familiar with him, so I know what to expect far as Black Rolac. Um, Matter of fact, he just had a battle that dropped. If you want to see a recent battle from Black Rolac, put in Swamp versus Black Rolac. That battle just dropped, I want to say, um, 2 days, 3 days ago. Good one rounder. Good one round battle. Swamp versus Black Rolac. That would be the battle. Almighty Phenom. Haven't seen you since you battled. Um, I think the initial battle for you was. Let me think. Let me think what your initial battle was. You versus Hero. Matter of fact, it was you versus Hero. So we haven't seen you since. Now I've seen a battle aside from you battling Hero. Um, can't remember the league, but you did well in that battle because you sent it to me and I watched it, and I thought you did very well against Hero. You know, I think you and Hero had a good back and forth battle. You know, so I'm happy to see you on the card. I am, because I've always had the question of, if you guys didn't make the 16 to battle the InTake, what happens with you guys? That's, kind of been like my concern, my wondering of how that worked. And I never got the chance to ask Wing or any of the battlers that question. But it's good to see there is a card for y'all. Um, don't mind me. I'm just tweeting something out real quick. So that's That's a thing for me, you know. Because I always wondered, if you didn't make the final 16, is there a way to still get y'all a battle? You know, my understanding of it has always been that if you didn't make the 16, there's a chance for you to spin the block. Spin the block again for, I guess, another season, you know, or another intake, as they call it. So that was always my thing. Now, I do have a question though, and I probably should have asked this a while ago. You know, now this really don't pertain to this card, but where the fuck is Gary? Like, where is Gary Alston? He made the Sweet 16, and then it was like he kind of vanished. So, if anybody knows what happened with Gary, let me know. But back to the card. Primetime and Ghost. Primetime, I told you, based off your battle and how you rap, you two, like, chill. Like, you had some bars, but you needed way more energy with your rapping. Your battle, you and Balboa was a cool battle. Don't get me wrong. You and Balboa was a cool battle. I think that you need way more energy. You need way more energy and way more moments in your rapping. You know, that was the thing. Those were the things for me with you. And then when you battle OG Prime, it was like you did have more energy in that battle, but the bars for me, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You had good lines, but it's like you needed moments. You needed moments in the battle of OG Prime, and you didn't have any for me. So, you battling Ghost, hopefully you've listened to the critiques, whether it's me, whether it's EJ, whether it's Wing. And in this battle against Ghost, you're going to put all those things together and you're going to have a great performance. That's what I'm hoping for. Ghost, you've been around for a minute. Ghost. And I've always said, if you got the right matchup, you would rise to the occasion. That was my thing to it. You would rise to the occasion. And for me, you've had some good matchups. You and Trap Bandicoot, to me, was a good matchup. But you had a couple of lines, but it wasn't nothing to make me be like remembering what you rapped. Let's say that. Nothing memorable for me to remember, nothing for me to quote, nothing for me to be like, oh damn, he said that. It was none of the above. I've seen you have better performances. So it was like your battle with Trap Bandicoot. I was a little disappointed, Ghost. I was a little disappointed in your battle with Trap Bandicoot. I've seen you have better performances other places, and it's like you're now on RBE, so it's like I assumed you were going to have one of those performances that we were going to talk about. That's what I assumed, and you didn't have that with Trap Bandicoot, in my opinion. It was one of those like it was a cool performance, but that was a moment for you to elevate, and you just kind of stayed here. So it's really up to y'all to put on a good battle. Ghost, you gotta show the experience that you have. You've been battling for a while. You've been to many different leagues and platforms and different places. So I need to see what all that looks like. All that looks like. Like, this is my thing, and it makes me upset when battlers go other places and have good performances, but the place where they need to have the good performance at. That's the thing for me. That is the thing for me. Like, you're on RBE, you need to have that type of performance there. Like, prime time, you gotta have a good performance, step the bars up. Ghost, you gotta show that you gotta show what all your years of rapping and battling has taught you and why you're here. You need a standout performance. Mr. Biggs and Preem. Mr. Biggs, I am not familiar with. I am not familiar with you, Mr. Biggs. All I can do is hope that if you're in this process, Wing saw something in you to why she put you in this process. That's what I'm going to assume. Preem, I believe I've seen one battle from you so far? Yeah, I want to say I've seen one battle from you. And the one battle I've seen from you was your battle with Prophet Lenny. That's the battle I've seen for you so far. For me, you had a solid round against Prophet Lenny. You did. You did. You had a solid round. I need more of that. I need more of what you bring to the table. You know? Need you to bring all of that with you. Like, you're a good battler, in my opinion. You're a really good battler. But every time you rap, you gotta rap. Like, this is the last time we're gonna hear you rap. That's the type of performance that you need to have. I'm gonna assume Mr. Biggs is from InTake 4 because I do know that a lot of the InTake 4 battles have not dropped. So some of y'all don't have battles that have dropped, and some people, unless they was in the building or whatever, we haven't seen battles from a lot of y'all from InTake 4. So or we're just regularly familiar with you. Mr. Man, um, I am familiar with the name. I have yet to watch a battle from you, but I have seen your name on quite a few cards. So you must be doing something right that you're booked. You're booked and you're in this intake process. So now I need to see what you can do. I need to see what you can do. Because I've seen ATS Rec battle. Far as RBE, I've seen him. I've seen some of his other battles that he's had, and I've been liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing, as far as ATS Rec. Pen wise, you know, I've been liking it. You know, like ATS Rec versus EAZ was a good battle. It was a good battle. You know, I think y'all both had good rounds. You know, I think you had some moments in your round, definitely. You had some moments in your round versus EAZ, and you definitely had some good bars that you put together well. You know, I think you had a solid round, a good performance with EAZ. Um, you know, I think your strong suit for you is your pen. Your pen and how you put your bars together. That is your strong suit, ATS Rap. And that with the moments, it's working. It's working. It is definitely working. So you and Mr. Man should be a good battle. I know what you're capable of. And if Mr. Man's in the process for intake 4, he's not just here just to be here. We picked him for a reason. So if he does his job and you do the job that I know you're capable of doing, that's going to be a good back and forth battle. Balboa and Kid Def. Balboa, you had a great performance versus Power. One of the better performances and rounds that I've heard from you. You took advantage of the opportunity, and that's why you made it to the final. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. I'm gonna say it like that. That's why you're here, because you did the job. You had a very good round. You had a very good round. You probably had one of the rounds that stuck out to me from that card, from the NWO card. Your battle with Power was a round that I was like, you took advantage of the opportunity. You did. You took advantage of the opportunity. Um, you wrote well. You had moments. You paced well. You know, and you rapped very well. Like, you should be proud of your round and your performance versus Power. You know, one of your better rounds. I'll say it again. Definitely one of your better rounds. If y'all haven't seen Balboa versus Power, get the NW, like, they're still dropping NWO battles. So when that drops, make sure you check that out if you didn't cop the pay-per-view. Um, Kid Death. You know, you battled Osiris. I know you from URL because you battled Pep, and they threw the cigarettes at you, which is wild. But I've seen you have better performances also. Your performance versus Osiris was okay at best. I'm gonna say it. It was okay at best. It was like you were rapping, but the energy wasn't there. And it was like you was rapping and it was like you can sense like the crowd wasn't reacting. And to me, it just seemed like you was trying to hurry up and get the round out. That's how it came off. You know, you had a couple of cool lines, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And that, you know, you need a good performance. You need a good performance, some quotables, some moments. That's what you need. That's what you need. Because I'ma say it, if Balboa comes rapping against you, how he rapped against Power, you are in for a long night. You are gonna be in for a long night. Like him and Power had a fire back and forth battle. You had an okay round. An okay round versus Osiris. It wasn't enough. So you need to step up and rise to the occasion in this Balboa battle. You need to. You need to. Hollywood Him versus Wordplay the Menace. Hollywood Him, you battled Coke. You did choke in that battle, but you bounced back and finished the round and had a solid round. You know, it's not too many battlers who can choke, get it back, and finish off the round. You know, you did it. You made the sweet 16. Then NWO card, you battled I Am Spoken. You had good bars. You had good bars. Like, you had good bars. Now, something seemed off for you. Something did seem off for you. And I'm trying to pinpoint it. It wasn't the writing. I don't know if it was your pacing and rapping or something was off. I gotta watch it again. But something was off in your performance. It wasn't your writing. It wasn't your writing. But something to me seemed off. I could be wrong, but it seemed off for me. You've always had a good pen. From when you was kid Naheem to now Hollywood Heem. You've always had a good pen. That's one thing that I can say. You've always had a good pen. So for me, having a good pen is only half the battle as far as being a battler. You need more. You need more. And it's like, I don't know if it's energy, it's delivery, it's performance, more moments. It's something you need to tweak. That's what I'm gonna say. Something you need to tweak. And I'm gonna watch your round again versus spoken to figure out the exact thing I'm trying to say. Wordplay the Menace. Haven't seen you since you battled Kid Cash. Since you battled Kid Cash, we haven't seen you. You and Kid Cash was one of those battles that I didn't know I needed. That's the best way to sum it up. It was a battle I didn't know I needed. Barfest. That's the best way that I can describe Wordplay the Menace versus Kid Cash. Barfest. Bars on top of bars on top of bars. If you want a bar fest to watch, Wordplay versus Kid Cash is that. Like salute to Wordplay, OSBL, Big KMM, Maryland, DMV, If you ask a lot of people, he's probably the logo as far as OSBL. But as far as over here at RBE, for me, the way that you put it together, the bars and everything together, I'm rocking with your pen. Like, your battle versus Kid Cash, that was the first time I seen Kid Cash, too. As far as the wordplay battle. And I'm like, these niggas gave a bar fest that if Wing just put this together on a whim, that's how I feel with that battle. If we're talking about pens, I might edge Wordplay's pen a little bit more than Hollywood Heems. I might edge it just a little bit more. If you ask me, this is how I view this. Kid Cash and Wordplay was a battle of bars. It didn't really matter who won as far as that battle. They both put on a great showing. And that's why both of them had made the... Did they both make the Sweet 16? I believe they both made the Sweet 16. But if I might have to go with Wordplay in this one. But what I do know is that Hollywood Heem's going to come back for revenge. Because this is how I see it as far as him. You choke with Coke, but you still won the battle. You and Spoken, I have Spoken beaten you. I do. I have Spoken beaten you. And that's just my opinion. I have Spoken beaten you. So for me, I would say you're 1-1. You're 1-1 as far as your battles. So you gotta have a good performance with Wordplay. You gotta have a good performance with Wordplay. You and Big Trig. Yeah. That battle was you won in my opinion with Trig, but if we're talking about the battles the ones that most people watched and were talking about, your Coke battle, your Spoken battle. If I'm you, you had an okay performance. You had some good bars, but I'm coming back to kick ass and take names against wordplay. And if I'm wordplay, I'm going to show you why I have a really good pen. And I expect y'all to have a great back and forth battle. But I'm going to edge it to wordplay. I'm going to edge that to wordplay, though. I am. I'm going to go with wordplay to win. Don Rich versus Fuse the General. Don Rich, you battled Gary. And for me, listening to you, I said you needed to show more personality, you needed more energy for me. You had bars. You had performance for me. You sounded original. You didn't sound like anybody else I heard. But personality, more energy. Those are like the two things for me for you. And if you add that in with how you rap, I think you'd be good. And I told you that during the interview, basically. Fuse. Fuse, you're a experienced battler. So your battle with Don Rich is basically to show your experience. That's basically what this whole battle is, for you to show your experience. And basically, like, why are you battling Don Rich? Because you had made the Sweet 16. You had made the Sweet 16. He didn't make the Sweet 16. So you were doing something right that you made the Sweet 16. And then it was like the NWO card came out. You weren't on it. And then now you're on the 1SK InTake card. But Fuse, I know you get busy. I've seen your battles. So, you to show your experience, Don Rich to show he's listening to the critiques, and he gonna show more of what he's worked on and have a great performance. So, this one can go either way. Don Rich either rises to the occasion, or Fuse gets him out of there with the experience. The experience of knowing how to put it together and how the crowd's going to take and react to him. That's how that's going to go. EAZ versus Power. EAZ is coming off of a fire back and forth with BDMC. So when the Sweet 16 came out, EAZ was a part of the Sweet 16. I've seen plenty of, like, now since doing the interview with EAZ, I watched you and Hollywood Heat, and I watched some of your other battles. So I got a feel for what to expect from you. You and Be the MC were one of those battles that was like, it was close. It was close. You had a solid round. You did. BDMC surprised me versus you. Like, I've seen other rounds from BDMC, and I said to myself that from what I've seen from you, BDMC has to rise to the occasion. And he damn sure did that. BDMC damn sure rise to the occasion against you, EAZ. You know, if you ask me, he beat you. He beat you. He beat you in a close battle. He beat you in a close battle. I don't think anybody expected BDMC to have the performance of the round that he had. Not saying that he couldn't, but out of rounds and battles I've watched of BDMC, his round versus EAZ is the best round for me that I've seen from him. Best round. This is the best round I've seen. So EAZ know what he got to do. He know what he got to do. You had a great performance with BDMC. But are people saying BDMC beat you? Yes. Do I expect you to come back with a vengeance? Yes. Because if I'm like some of y'all, you made the Sweet 16, but then you didn't have either a great performance at NWO or somebody, they just, when they compile the scores, that's how some of y'all didn't make it. Cool. I think you had a solid round, solid performance. But I need that versus Power. Power had a fire. He had a good round against Balboa. He did. He was talking in that round. Like, when Power get to certain parts of his round where it's like he get into it and he get in those, like, I don't know if it's flows or them pockets, and he just really be talking. If he bring that and EAZ bring what he bring, it's gonna be a good battle. It's gonna be a good battle. I can't really pick in y'all battle. I can't really pick. For me, it's just about y'all having good performances. I could care less who really wins the battle for me. It's all about the performances for me. That's the honest truth. Drewski versus King Madison. Drewski, you're another one for me. Previously, what I've seen from some of your other battles, I was saying to myself that this ain't it. This is not it. You are in the same boat as BDMC. Shot the hell out of me with your round versus King Benny. You surprised the hell out of me with your round with King Benny. You took advantage of your moment. Energy, bars, good performance, good energy. Moments. You had it. You had it. You took advantage of that opportunity. You did, in my opinion. You took advantage of it. You and Benny had a solid battle. King Madison, your battle was kind of one-sided as far as JDK. Because JDK basically choked through the battle, So it was kind of one-sided for you. But you did your job. You had a solid round. You had good bars. So it's times for you, that Drewski's probably feeling great right about now after the battle with King Benny. If he come in there and he rap like that versus you and your pen, and I've been saying from the beginning, King Madison has a fire pen. He pens it very well. And I believe my comparison to you was like an Emerson Kennedy, as far as the pen and the way you put it together. That was my comparison. And if you bring that versus what Drewski had, and if he brings that type of performance from the King Benny battle, y'all are going to have a solid battle. King Madison has a better pen. He does, but you have to do a lot. You have to listen and follow what he's rapping about to get to it. Whereas Drewski, he's rapping like that. You're catching it. You're catching the bars. So that's the difference in the Drewski versus King Madison battle. A pen versus a person that's going to have quick hitting. You know, it's going to be a good battle. It's going to be a good battle. You know, it can go either way. It really can go either way. Do I want to think about the bars, or do I want the quick hitting that I'm be like, oh, I caught that? That's where the it's going to come with, as far as Drewski versus King Madison. But bar wise, it's going to be there on both sides. The bars are going to be there on both sides. So Drewski versus King Madison could go either way. It can go either way. It's going to go either way for me. Petizes from RBE's versus Bales. Bales, InTake 4. You're one of those guys that if you've battled or you haven't battled yet, you're kind of a wild card because we don't know what to expect from you. But what I will say about Bales is that even though you may not have battled, you are very vocal in the loop as far as the Twitter spaces. I can say that. You're in the Twitter spaces and you're in the loop with what's going on. You're doing Twitter spaces. You're interacting amongst everybody, which is good. You know. Petizes, you had a good performance. I didn't know what to expect from you. I didn't, because prior to watching you battle Ghost Gunner, I had heard your name, but I had never watched the battle. But watching you versus Ghost Gunner, I'm like, okay, he pretty decent. You had some bars, you had some moments. It's catchy with the Petizes from RBE's, so that was catchy. If that was your first or second battle for as RBE, you had a solid battle for me. You did. You had a solid battle. You had a solid round. Ghost Gunner did okay. I'm pretty sure he could have did way better. You know. But hey, it is what it is. You just need to have another solid performance like you did versus Ghost Gunner against Bales. Because unless Bales got some battles on YouTube or something, you don't really know what he got to offer. So it's like you're preparing, but you don't know what you're preparing for. You know? Because when I put in Bales, I didn't find anything. And that was another thing for me with some of y'all, as far as battlers. Like, some of y'all battles pop up from some of y'all battles don't pop up. So it's like, if I'm your opponent and you don't have a battle that's dropped, as far as RBE or battles on YouTube just in general, I'm going in blindfolded because I don't know what you do. I don't know if you're a puncher, schemer, freestyler, rebuttaler, storyteller. I don't know what you offer. I don't know what you offer. So it's like I just gotta have a solid round and hope that it beats whatever you bring. That's what it's gonna have to do. I gotta go in hoping whatever I wrote for my 3 minutes or something beats what you bring. Because I don't know what to expect. Trap Bandicoot. You've had some solid battles. I think you did okay with your ghost battle. I think you did okay with the ghost battle. You and King Benny it was a good battle. I think, like you said, because I think you said it in one of the Twitter spaces that you know you're still learning, you're still figuring some things out. From what I've seen so far, I like what I'm saying. I like what I'm saying. Um, Fizo, I know you were talking about you have battled. I've yet to see a battle of yours, so I don't know what to expect. But I hope from how you were talking in that spaces that day, you bring it. You know, you bring it, and you and Trap Bandicoot is a good battle. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you said in the spaces that y'all was supposed to battle or something like that. I don't know. I think that's what I heard. So I'm interested for that battle when I see it, as far as the VOD. Um, Blue Strip Benji. Blue Strip Benji versus JDK. Blue Strip Benji. You battled. Who did you battle? Your last battle was. You battled. I'm trying to remember. Who did you battle? It's going to come to me. Oh, that's what you battled. You battled Imperfect. Um, you had some bars in the Imperfect battle. I think you needed more energy in that battle. But I've also seen some of your other battles where I think you were more comfortable in those battles. You had good bars. Bars, I don't think is your issue. I think it's the energy, your energy, and how you deliver them. I think that's it. It's not the bars itself. And if you deliver them properly, I think you're good. I think you're good to go, honestly. I really think you're good to go. Um, so I think think once you figure that out, you're good. You're good. I think you're good to go. Like for me, when I listen to your bars, that's never my issue. I think it's the delivery and the energy of them. And once you figure that out, I think you're good to go. JDK, I've been watching you for a little minute now, so I'm familiar with you. Was I disappointed in your performance as far as King Madison, which was your introduction basically to RBE? Yes. Like the choking, I've seen you do way better. Way better. I need you at 100% in this battle with Blue Strip Benji. Because if you screw this battle up, you can't screw this battle up. I don't know what happened with your King Madison battle that you was choking. I'm, watching your other battles, I don't believe I've seen you choke before. So I don't know what's going on with that. You got the bars. You got the bars. You talk the money talk. You know. So bar wise, I'm not worried about preparation. You remembering your bars, I do have a concern. You know. But you gotta bounce back with Blue Strip Benji. You can't afford to have back-to-back bad performances. Like, I expect y'all to have a good battle. I do. I expect y'all to have a good battle. JDK, this your bounce back battle. It has to be your bounce back battle. Like, you're InTake 4. Like, I don't know what Wing told you after your performance as far as the King Madison battle where you showed it badly. Like, you got to have a solid performance versus Blue Strip Bench. You have to. You can't trust me. With how this it seems like it's going, you can afford to screw up twice. You probably can kiss this process goodbye if you screw up this battle. Blue Strip Benny, this is your chance. JDK is coming off of choking. In a battle. This is your chance to have a moment to show JDK, like, nigga, you want to mess up in your battles? You not about to mess up in our battle. Tell him now. He need to bring around and not mess it up. Because you gonna get in there and rap with him. That's what you need to tell him. So he knows. If I'm going bar wise, I would go with JDK. But they say you're only as good as your last battle. And JDK, you looking shaky, baby. Bounce back. Or just know Blue Strip Benji's gonna get in there and he gonna rap. He gonna get in there and talk his talk. Just know that. Which one of y'all's gonna rise to the occasion? Who gonna rise to the occasion? Rio and Odanga. Odanga, you're InTake 4 also. From what I'm saying, you haven't had a battle drop. But I did watch you versus J Moore. And you and J Moore had a good back and forth battle for 3 rounds. So I know what to expect from you. Now, I am not familiar with Rio. I'm not. Only Rio I'm familiar with is like Rio 28 grams, I think his name is. The only Rio I know I'm familiar with. So I am not familiar with Rio. But Rio, if you're part of the process, Wing must have saw something in you. And I'm just hoping you and Odanga have a good back and forth battle. That's all I'm gonna hope for. And you got a one off, which is Dollar versus who knows? Who knows? Who could it be that Dollar's battling? Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? For me, I have no guesses. I have no guesses. You know? I'll just wait to see who it is. I like the surprise. I like surprises for our battles. So that is my take on RBE's 1SK InTake going down December 17th, Hampton, Virginia. Get your tickets to be in the building or get the VOD. I know the last VOD was $20. I don't know if this one's going to be the same price, but one or the other. One or the other. For some of y'all, you either gotta put up or shut up. Some of y'all can't afford bad performances this go around for this card. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. Some of y'all have just been here. You need to be here. And if you're not gonna be here or higher, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because some of y'all been rapping for a minute. You've been rapping for a minute. And you came to RBE to do the intake process to become a brick. To become a brick. The whole purpose of all this was to go through it and to battle a brick and then become a brick. Some of y'all have not stepped up to the plate. You know, are y'all talented? Yes. Do some of y'all do just the bare minimum? Yes, you do. You do just the bare minimum. It is what it is. Y'all do the bare minimum. Step up to the plate. Rap like you niggas know you can rap. Stop just being average. Being average ain't gonna get you to Sweet 16, Final 16, bricks versus intake, becoming a brick. It's not gonna get you there. If you wanna be subpar and be average, get it together.